Hi guys, I thought I'd give you a quick look at my new Loco USD Aeons. I'm going to assume that you know what these are already. Boot, sole plate frame is all one piece. 60mm flat wheel, big split between the second and third wheel. But I'm going to go into like some more details here that you might not have seen in other videos, especially on these models. So. This is the Loco model, and as you might know, this is a white. So the frame, the sole plate, and the boots all one piece. So it's a white shell, and then this part is just painted black. And I guess the first thing you can see is that the paint lines are pretty good, but you can see like some minor running. It's kind of hard to capture on camera. I guess that's an obvious spot there in the middle of the picture now. But overall, I think they look great. So yeah, if you're wondering how the painted part looks, that's kind of it. Not much to say. If you take the liner out, you can see on the inside that the boot is actually white. So you can see it's painted on the outside and then white on the inside. Yeah, otherwise looks okay. I know the paint scratches off, but I guess you can always touch them up with a marker pen or something. In terms of how easily it scratches off, they actually arrived like this, with that small, I guess you can call that damage there. But yeah, they're gonna get much worse than that as I skate them, so not a problem. Also the new cuffs, if you haven't seen these, I haven't explored the kind of rockering setting. I guess you can move them down from here, possibly. But the cuffs look great and they feel great. I've had a pair of 72mm Aeons briefly before, and I remember that the cuff was very strange on topside tricks. Something that surprises me about this boot, just having it on my feet so far, is how rigid it actually is, how supportive. I was expecting with the kind of the low cut here, and this is true for all Aeons, but I was expecting with the low cut here and the really wide opening, the really wide opening for the liner, I was just expecting this boot to be a flexible, sloppy mess, and this cuff, I mean, it's such a small cuff with these kind of deep cuts in it. So I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised, how stiff and rigid this boot is, which I like. I think I like supportive boots. Some people have been talking about the length of this. What do you call this? Whatever the buckle sits against on the cuff. That it's quite long, and it's actually too long for certain liners. So if you get a really slim liner, that piece is just going to be too long for you. So you can trim that off. It's got little trimmings. Very hard for you to see, but there are trim marks here. Lines going like this, where you can trim that. Let's see if there we go. Bit of focus always helps. Yeah. What else to say? Yeah, we can talk about the shock absorbers. Because these, from what I understand, these skates come with the new shock absorbers. So these are Aeon specific, obviously. They got these little legs on them to sit in the boot properly. But this shock absorber is so thick. Like it's not. A lot of shock absorbers are thicker at the edge, and then they kind of dip in the middle to cup your heel. But this is the opposite of that. Instead of being concave, this is convex, and it is super thick. I can't skate these. No way. I've got a pair of old Civica shock absorbers from a pair of USD Carbon 2s that I'm going to use. Actually, let's give these a measurement. Tell you exactly how thick they are. So the old Civica, this is a Civica shock absorber from USD carbon 2s. At their thickest point, they are, well, 15.5 millimeters. And then this is the Aeon shock at their thickest point. You can see they are a 22.5 millimeter thickness. That's thicker than Solomon. It's probably thicker than a Razor SL or a Razor Shift. So those will not be going in my skates. I think I'll be using the Civica shocks with the standard insole just to protect the bottom of the liner. And speaking of liners, this is the second skin liner that comes with the Loco skates. This is my first MyFit liner experience. So these are the second skins. What can I say about them? Well, they're nothing compared to Intuition liners. And they're good, they're nice, but you know, these cannot be compared with Intuition liners, which is all I've skated for the past 3 years. But they take a lot of inspiration from the Intuition liners, like the cross beam thing on the back with the Velcro. They got neoprene toe, which is cool, and then it's also neoprene on the bottom, which I don't understand. Some lacing, and then there's this Loco Worldwide printed on them. Come on, camera. Cute. Loco Worldwide, and it says MyFit on the handle. So, I probably won't be skating these. So my foot, one of my feet is exactly 255 long, and this is the 3940 boot, which goes up to it's 248 to 255. Now the next size up goes up to 268, so that's over 2 centimeters longer. So this is like I'm completely at the edge of this boot. I don't want to go any bigger than this, but it's also just it just fits me. And in terms of the liner, I'll be using a pair of Intuition V2s. These are size small, and so the Intuition and the second skin are very similar in length. This is hard to tell on the camera, but they're lined up at the back now, and as you can see, and the front, I think the second skins is just a little bit thinner, or shorter, I should say. So the Intuition liner gives me a few centimeters more, which is the difference between my toes touching the front of the skate and not. So with the Intuition V2, I can just about get into these skates and skate them. The problem is that the Intuition V2 has a more padded toe cap. You can see that I think it's actually it's all around, it's just thicker material. This is really hard to film, but the material on the Intuition V2 at the toe is thicker than on the second skin. And that means with the toe box of the Aeon being the way it is, quite slim, I get a lot of pressure on my big toe, like the knuckle on my big toe, which sits kind of just here, gets so much pressure with the Intuitions. With the second skins, they're okay, but with the Intuition, like if I wear thick socks, it doesn't work. It's unskateable. So thin socks, just about okay. But I've seen some people first of all removing material here to alleviate that, and then also stretching the toe box with a heat gun. So I'll try to do that and probably film it and show you how it goes. But I think that's it. So that's my first impressions of the Loco Aeon. I think the cuff looks great. The paint will wear off. as it already had done before delivery. And then the shock absorber is ridiculous. Like, this is stupid. And it's not even rubber. This is just solid. I can't compress this at all. Like, what material is this? It's not even, doesn't even feel like rubber. It feels more like some kind of packing material that you'd have in, like, to protect camera equipment or something. That's the kind of material this feels like. Really hard and well, maybe it absorbs shocks better than something soft, but yeah, I'm not skating those. Cool, that's the Loco USD Aeon. I'll put up another video when I've skated them, when I've decided to keep them. Alright, bye.